Alright. Mario Strikers Charged Football. That's what it was called. If you saw my GameCube video, then you know that I couldn't remember the name for this game. But there it is, Mario Strikers Charged Football. Yeah, I quite like this game. It gets really hard towards the end of it, but as you're building it, you know, the difficulty curve is gradual, and then it suddenly smacks you like a fucking brick wall. But yeah, I really like it. I don't really like football as a rule, and I generally don't play football games, but this, you know, this isn't an ordinary football game. You know, this is a Mario football game where the normal rules don't apply. Yeah, I enjoy playing that. I haven't played that for ages, actually, thinking about it. I don't know if anyone still plays it online. Probably the hardcore are left online now. The ones that can, like, I don't know, score 50 in a fucking match and leave you hanging. Right. Hang on. Nope, I was going to burp. Okay. Oh, there we go. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Now, I've got Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and I enjoyed them both. So I decided to get hold of this, and to be honest, it's not bad. You know, it's kind of like the second edition of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. You know, it's got all... I think it's got... Yeah, it must have every single character in it in this one. At least every single character up until this point, anyway. But I enjoyed playing it, but you can only really play it... Can you actually... Just a second? Yeah. It doesn't say, but I'm going to assume so anyway. Actually, no, you can play it with the GameCube controller. Yeah, you can only play it with the classic controller and the GameCube controller, because the motion control for it is bollocks. It doesn't work. At least I can't get it to work anyway, and I've really tried. But yeah, you know, it's Mortal Kombat. You know, it was the last of the current generation of Mortal Kombat. In fact, I'm really looking forward to the new one. The revisited 2D style Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, it's not bad. Not the best in the series, you know. I still prefer what was it? Deception. But yeah, that's good. It's not bad. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Now, there's an interesting story behind this and the whole entire trilogy as far as I'm concerned. I got the first one. I haven't finished it yet. Got the second one. Haven't played it yet. I got this one. Finished it. I just wanted to see how well it'd work with the first-person controls, because I think up until then I only had LEDs, and that I know it's LEDs is first person as well, but I don't consider it to be like a proper first person adventure sort of thing. Unlike Metroid, you know, which is really... I enjoyed this, really. I couldn't be asked to scan absolutely everything and find stuff, you know. I just wanted to play through the game to the end and, like, enjoy it. But yeah, that's what I did. And it's one thing I've noticed as well, obviously because I finished it and I haven't finished Metroid Prime 1, is that it seems to be, as far as I can tell, the easiest one of the trilogy. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, or as I prefer to call it, Super Mario Bros. 6, because let's be honest, that's what it is. Yeah, what else can you say about it? It's Super Mario Bros. On the Wii, you know? Same old standard fare, you know, if you've played Super Mario Bros. 1, 2 or 3, you get to be more than familiar with what this is and what it's all about. I really do like the red case on this. Yeah, it sticks out like a sore thumb, quite literally, on the amongst your other collection, and I love the fact that there's a nice colour disc there, and I think the manual was in colour as well. Oh yeah, Nintendo really went to town on this. Makes a fucking change. What? Yeah, Super Mario Bros. Wii. I haven't finished it yet. Surprise, surprise. No More Heroes. Now, I haven't played this yet, so I can't really say much about it, so I've heard it's pretty good. I'm kind of looking forward to the Xbox version when that eventually comes out. I don't think anyone's got a publisher for it yet over in the West. It's out in Japan now, but I don't think anyone's picked it up for over here yet, so it'll be interesting to play that. Obscure 2. Now, as you may know, I have the first Obscure for the PlayStation 2, but I haven't finished it all yet. And as a result, I haven't played this yet, so I'm assuming it's going to be more of the same. I quite like that girl in the red top. I'm going to kind of wonder how it's going to use the Wii controls. It'll be interesting. Red Steel! I bought this on launch. I did not get Twilight Princess. I must have been one of the few people that didn't get Twilight Princess. I wanted to check this out instead because, you know, it looked more of my kind of thing. And at the time, I still wasn't too into me 3D Zelda at the time. I can't remember if I'd actually played Wind Waker at the time or not. I think I may have done, I can't remember. It's a long time ago. It was nearly 4 years now. Wowzers. But anyway, I don't think this is that bad. You know, obviously the sword mechanic is a bit, you know, iffy here and there. But by and large, this is quite an incredible, it's quite an enjoyable game. As with everything else, I haven't finished it yet. 4 years ago, and I still haven't finished it. I really must get around to it. I do keep meaning to get around to it. You know, I play it for a little while, and then I just stop. I think usually because I get a new game, is like I just stop playing this one, which is a shame really, because that's why a lot of my games end up not being finished. Red Steel 2 with Motion Plus. Motion Plus. Right, let's quickly open this up. Diddly-doo. I haven't actually played this yet because I haven't finished the first game yet. That's sort of a general rule of thumb with me. If I haven't finished the first game, then I'm not likely to play the second game. Obviously, I broke that rule with Metroid Prime 3, but I just wanted to see what fuss was all about. And as you can see, it is still sealed. So that'll probably remain sealed for some time. Or if I find a really cheap copy of Red Steel 2, that's going to stay sealed forever. It's going to stay sealed. So yeah, I've heard this is a lot better than the original Red Steel. What with Motion Plus and everything. I keep saying Motion Plush. Motion Plus. So, I hope so. You know, I still found the first game enjoyable, so I don't see why I won't enjoy that one. What's next? Do Resident Evil. This technically is a waste of money if you already have it on the GameCube. But then again, who am I to say about wasting money? I've got about 7 different copies of Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. Now obviously I've played through complete Resident Evil 4 many times, but I haven't actually started this properly yet. I think I've got through the first part of the village and that was it. I gotta admit, you know, I really do like the controls for it. The Wii remote works really well for it. You know, it's probably one of the few situations where the pointer on the screen actually does help you in a way. And I'm really trying to get the light to not shine on the box. There we go, that'll do. So yeah, the most superior version from what I've heard. You know, it takes all the features from the PlayStation 2 version, and it takes all the graphics from the GameCube version and upscales them, obviously. And there's a moth in my room now. Yeah, I really must give this a playthrough at some point soon. Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. Now, I like this. I really do like this. Surprisingly enough for a light gun game, despite the fact that I've already listed the problems that I find with playing light gun games on a Wii, this isn't so bad, you know. Thankfully, you can aim properly because your opponents are zombies, and they're not exactly going to be coming towards you like anytime soon. Yeah, that makes this really enjoyable to play. It's really quite challenging as well. I love the fact that even though it's on rails, you can still kind of look about, because this gives you a sort of element of control over most light gun shooters, which I think is really cool. And of course, it's Resident Evil. You know, who doesn't love shooting zombies in Resident Evil? And obviously I have that, as well as the Darkside Chronicles. Now, I was really looking forward to this, because as far as I could tell, at least with the early information I got, this was essentially going to be a Resident Evil 2 light gun, because that was omitted in the Umbrella Chronicles. I think we thought, obviously, initially, because the fact that Resident Evil Forks there's the story. You play as Leon, and you play as Claire, and then you can play as Claire, then you play as Leon. And you got 4 separate stories and 4 almost different endings. So that's probably why we thought Resident Evil 2 was omitted from Umbrella Chronicles and was then included in Darkside Chronicles. I haven't really played through Darkside Chronicles that much to determine whether that was the case or not, because I don't know, they kind of buggered up Darkside Chronicles by making it actually a first person light gun shooter. So you're actually looking through his eyes and he's wandering around looking about, and it's kind of putting you off your shot because you can't aim straight, which is a shame really, because this really had the potential to be much better than Umbrella Chronicles. But it's still good from what I played. I just haven't really played it as much because of the camera problems. Well, I say camera, the first person viewpoint. Somebody Amigo! Now, I really like this game. I actually played it on the Dreamcast and I kind of enjoyed it, you know. I did use the Maraca controllers and I thought they were brilliant. It worked really well. So I bought this because I haven't got it on Dreamcast. You know, it's quite hard to track down. Well, it's not really hard to track down. I just can't be asked to afford it. Oh man, they should have really waited till Motion Plus came out for this, because you've really got to think about the controls where you're moving them. You know, and when you got to do that and you can't move your controller instinctively, you know, that's when the game's going to fall over itself. You know, once you've got the controls down and you can figure out how the hell you're supposed to in which positions you've got to shake the Wii Remote and the Nunchaku, then, you know, it becomes playable, just about, you know, but it's just not as responsive as the Maraca controllers, and especially the later Maraca controllers, which were even more responsive than the original ones. So yeah, this isn't bad, but you gotta find it cheap, that's all I'm gonna say.